Hi everyone, welcome to day 14 of the Bankroll Builder for Keeneland for today. Recap from Sunday, down $97. Highest honors couldn't get it done for us in race 8. Thomas Shelby made a believer out of me. Followed up that career best effort with a running score. Summer in Saratoga looked good though in race 7. Wish we could have capitalized off that, and also the nice winner for Mitchell Merle in the finale. As they say, bet Mitch get rich. That horse was very good, but unfortunately we couldn't connect with highest honors. Down $97. For last week, we made 278.45 for a nice victory on Saturday. For the meet, plus 140, the ROI is at 25 cents, win percentage of 20% off at 34 bets. And if we take off that $2.40 that we got dinged for that one program, 139.05, right in line. Bankroll at 639.52 plus 139. So let's go to the final week of the Keeneland meeting. Scratches just came out a little bit ago. And we're going to start in race number, I think 4. Yeah, race number 4. And I made a recording earlier. I had to stop it, but I was going through this 4th race, and here we go. It's a $20,000 starter allowance for $46,000 purse, 6.5 furlongs on the main track. And when talking through this, I'm going to stick with the 3, Machismo. Good form coming in. Ran a nice race at Churchill last time out, I think. I think this horse is going to be ready to rock and roll again. Nice works, actually hasn't worked recently, but hasn't needed the works. It is running good, albeit at Thistle and Belterra, but a nice showing at Churchill last time out, and I think this horse is going to be ready to rock and roll again. The 8 is the one I had, but I think I'm going to toss the 8, and I'm going to opt for the 5 here, Beverly Park. The reason I'm going to toss the 8 is, it's my first off the claim for Juan Cano, but over for 3 at Keeneland, I'm thinking this horse doesn't like the track. And at 2-1, I'm going to take a wait and see if we can get over the surface. So I'm going to toss the 8. I'm going to use the 5 instead, Beverly Park for Norm Cash. Again, another one who's in very good form. Coming in, has 2 wins at Keeneland. John McKee, limited starts, but has shown up here. Nice jockey-trainer combination. I think this 5 is going to be ready to rock also at 5-2. So we're going to go 3-5 in my pick 3 here that I have. So let's go to race number 5. It's a maiden special weight going a mile and 16th on the grass. And we land on 4 horses in here. First going to be the 5, Simply Jack for Connor Murphy and Florent Giroux, first-time starter. Nice works coming in. Connor Murphy hasn't done well with first-time starters, but I think this horse, breeding-wise, good numbers first turf. Dam had a winner on the turf. I think this horse is worth a play at 20-1. I know it's going to be a long shot, but if this horse shows up, anything can happen. The starters in here really don't wow me in this race. The second one I landed on was the 7 Cronus for Jason Barkley and Corey Lannery. First off the layoff, first time on the grass, good breed numbers again. And I think this horse is good one to use. Why does Corey jump on this horse? Corey ain't gonna jump on any horse. So I think this horse, nice bullet work coming in. I think this horse is gonna be ready to go. Might be a little short off that bullet work. We're going around a ground here, but I think another one, might take to the surface, and I think is worth a play here at 12-1. The 8th and the first-time starter for Reeve McGahee, Julien Leparoux. Good works coming in. Another one. Good first time numbers. Again, the stars here just don't impress me. The 9 is a complete toss for me. Yes, he's second off the layoff. Yes, he's going for a sprint to a route, but so many starts, hasn't broken the maiden yet. I mean, yeah, he's ran against some good horses, but he's had a couple tries here on not on the dirt. Once a synthetic, twice on the turf, and still hasn't gotten it done. So at 3-1, I don't think I'm ready to endorse him, as there's many other first timers in here that I think are better well suited to take to the distance. So 5, 7, and 8, and then the last one I landed on was an 11. The 11, another first time starter for Brian Lynch and Jimmy Graham. Nice works coming in. Nice numbers for the distance. Nice first time out numbers. I think the 11. So I'm very heavy on the first timers in here, whether it's first time starters or first time on the surface. I think this could be a bombs away type race. So 5, 7, 8, 11 for race number 5. Race 6 is where I believe I get to my single. Yes. It's a non-winners of 2 allowance. You don't see many of these here. Non-winners of 2 life, I should say. 6 furlongs on the main track. So these horses bring in their maiden, but have not gotten a second win. I hem-hawed about the 2, but I think the 2... he finished third to So Union. So Union had an okay start last time out of Keeneland. But, I think this horse wants the turf more than he wants the dirt. Has sprinted many times on the dirt. Actually broke his maiden in an off-the-turf race. So why would I think he could win again? Yeah, he might have faced 8 horses in that race, and it was the best of 8, but were those horses meant for the dirt? You know what I mean? They're all probably turf horses, probably had nowhere else to go instead of scratching and stayed in. So, is this horse really a dirt horse? I think he's more of a turf horse. So at 3-1, I'm willing to take a stand against and, again, a wait and see approach with the 2. The one that I landed on, I didn't like the 5 at all. I think the 5, he's dropping in class from a non-winners 100 end to non-winners of 2 life. I think it's a good drop. I think the drop will help him, but I just think this horse. I think he wants to go longer. I think the 6.5 is too short. I think the horse wants to go around a ground. I think he's better suited for a round of ground. I think the 6 furlongs just doesn't do him any favors. Yeah, he broke his maiden going 6, but at Delaware Park against maiden special weight 30,000, you weren't getting the greatest of competition there. And he faced Olympiad last time out, who's a good horse. We had Olympiad that day, and just didn't show anything. Just was just far back and just faded. So I'm again. If he wins, I lose. And the same thing with the 6. The 6, I think turning back is a good sign. I think the horse likes to go sprint distance. However, the last time coming off a layoff, just didn't show up at all. I think this horse might need a start. I think he does better when he has a couple races underneath him and is in the groove of things. I think this horse just doesn't fire. It's not going to fire a fresh bullet here. The works are kind of okay coming in, so I think the horse needs a start. The one I landed on was a 7, name rejected, for Jimmy DeVito and Tyler Gaffalione. You go from Garcia to Gaffalione. I think it's an improvement. Has done well at the distance, 5 of 7 in the money. The form has been improving steadily. Speed figures have been, gradually going up. I think this race is going to hit this horse right in between the eyes. Dropping in class, finished 4th in the So Union race, right behind Spiceful Sand, and he was the controlling speed. there's more speed in this race with the 4, with the 3, with the 2, with the entry. I think this horse doesn't need the lead. I think he can sit off slightly and make his run. He did that at Oaklawn when he broke his maiden. He was a couple lengths off, made his run around the far turn, and drew away in the final strides. I see this race setting up just like that one. He's outside of the speed. He's going to sit off, make his run, going away. I think the 7 is the single, the win bet, and the 3-1. I think you might get every bit of that 3-1. I think they're going to bet the 6 because of the connections. I think they're going to bet the 5 because of Grand Motion. I think Grand Motion holds a lot of weight in terms of play. I think these two are going to get played. I think you're going to get every bit of 3-1 on the 7. I think is a value in this race for sure. So the 7 is where we land for the single and the win bet in race number 6. Race number... Yeah, so I used the 6 as a backup in one of my pick 3s, just in case he wins. I mean, he is dropping in class, and he could fry refresh, so always use Saver on the 6. Race number 7, we landed on 4 here. It's a non-winners of 2 other than $88,000 allowance, going a mile and 16th on the grass. We landed on 4 in here. The one more than usual, I think. First off, the layoff for Brad Cox, and has done well off the layoff. Second, and first. Done well at the distance. Good numbers, good works coming in. I think the one's ready to rock and roll. It deserves to be the favorite. There's a couple other in here that I like though. The 4 Python S at 20-1. Again, a horse coming off a layoff. Didn't do too well at Kentucky Downs last time out, but again, like we said last time out, the Kentucky Downs surface is tricky. Some horses like it, some horses don't. And if they don't like it, I kind of dismiss it a little bit because, as you can see at other tracks, Tampa ran well. Arlington ran well. Tampa ran well. Arlington again. There's some races in here that, the 4 has shown competitiveness. Yeah, it took a while to break his maiden, but then, boom, won right back off his maiden. Tried Stakes Company last time out, stretching out, didn't do too swift. Turned back at Kentucky Downs, dismissed. I think this 20-1 is value here on this 4. You get Mitchell Merle, again, bet Mitch, get rich. 2 for 3 in the money at the distance. 5 of 8 on the turf course. Michael Campbell, first starter here at Keeneland this meet. Okay numbers, not big, sample size. But I think this 4 is worth a flyer at 20-1. And I think, again, coming off the layoff, may need a race, but maybe not. I mean, it's only, we're not even at 2 months, so, he's had this sort of spacing, last couple times out and has done okay. So I think the 4, he's going to be coming late, so I think the 4 is going to be worth a play at 20-1, and we'll be using him in my pick 3 tickets. Did not use the 5 because the first time off of Brad Cox, I think, is a negative. You go from Joelle to Sophie Doyle, and I like Sophie Doyle. I think she's a good jockey, but average. I'm not bringing to the window to bet Sophie Doyle at 7-2. 0 for 3 the distance. Just, I need to see one. To see if she can compete at this level. So I'm going to play against at 7-2. The 8's the one another one I used for Julian Leparoux and James Baker. First off the layoff, coming out of stakes competition. I think the distance is right where she wants to be. Good numbers on the turf and at the distance. I kind of question if she likes Keeneland based on the first time out. Yeah, it was the first time out as a 2-year-old, so maybe I discount that. Maybe I throw that out. But I think first off the layoff, the horse might be fresh. Again, average works coming in, but at 8-1, I think this number sticks out at me running into Grade 2 Edgewood at Churchill. Yeah, you had Joella, but 23-1, it was first off the layup again at that point, and she just ran a huge number. So I think the drop in class will serve this horse good, and I think is worth the use at 8-1. The fourth one I landed on here was the 12, Vividly, for Brennan Walsh and Gath Leone. Turns back in distance. Going to be closing. I think the only problem I have with this horse is I think he wants to go farther. I think a mile and a quarter and a mile and an eighth are the horse's preferred distance. Yes, it's an easier spot. I'm kind of like forcing my hand to use this horse, and I'm like, do I really? And it's like, I'm gonna probably have to. I'll be sick if I don't use this horse and he wins, or she wins, excuse me. Yeah, I kind of think this horse wants further ground, but she'll be coming at the end. She's shown so much late closing kick in these races, closing 4 lengths in the stretch, 3 lengths. I mean, she's going to be coming like a freight train. I think the horse wants further distance. Mile 6 might be a little too short, but I think we have to use at 7-2. So 1, 4, 8, and 12 in race 7. And finally, race 8 to close out the card. I landed on 3 in that race. It is a $150,000 maiden claimer versus $52,000 for 2-year-olds. Fillies going 6.5 furlongs. The 2, the first time starter for Brad Cox, Miss Remia. $137,000 purchase to Phasic Tipton October sale. I have Nyquist. First time out starters look good. No 2-year-old winners yet for the damn top performance. But Brad's been known to fire first time out. Average works. 8-1 I think is a good price in this horse. If it was any shorter, I'd probably say at 5-1 I would probably not use this horse, but at 8-1 I think is a good price. This horse probably will get a little bit of play because it's Brad Cox, but I think you'll get every bit of probably 6-1. I don't think she goes lower than 5. I think 6-1 is where this horse ends up. I think she's worth the play. I think if Brad fires, I think the value's there. It's 8-1. The connections back in stables, everything's there. So she could fire. We'll use 2 in this spot. I didn't use the 6, the other Brad Cox horse in this race. The reason being is first time out sprinting, ran even race. Goes to a 1-turn mile at Churchill. Again, runs an even race. Yeah, sloppy track. What does this horse want to do? I personally think going 2 turns will help this horse out of Malibu Moon. I think a further amount of ground you go with this horse, I think the better she's going to be. The sloppy track may have not done her any favors. First time on the slop as a 2-year-old. I think 2 turns is where this horse wants to be. I think the sprint distance is not going to do this horse any good. Yeah, it's good to get the foundation underneath her, but I think this horse is going to win going 2 turns. And I think at 7-2, I'm willing to stand against in this spot. And if she wins, she wins. Whoops on me. Oh well. But I'm willing to take a stand against at 7-2 after watching these last 2 races. I am going to use the 7 though. Francisco Arrieta and Steve Margolis, second time starter. Nice first time out race. Yeah, it was against maiden claimers. Finished second to Beverly's Charge, who was a nice winner. Second time out, you want to see improvement. You want to see him take that step forward. Is going to be the front speed. Going to try to go gate to wire. I think at 4-1, worth a play. There's not really a standout favorite in this race, so this horse might be the favorite at 4-1. So I think the 7, is a use here in this race. I think she's going to be sent from the get-go, and we'll see if she can hang on. And the last one I used here is the 11 Miracle Mischief for Julien Leparoux. I'm using a lot of Leparoux horses. He usually have a good day or he's going to have a bad day. We'll see. And Rusty Arnold. First time on the dirt, second time start. Good work's coming in. Last time out at Saratoga, just not a good effort on the grass. Probably, what can you say? I mean, sometimes these firsters, they don't fire, and then the second time out, they just run lights out. I think the foundation is what makes these horses, and then, finding the right distance for them is the second piece of the puzzle. Does the horse want to sprint? Does it want to route? But I think the 11, first time dirt, the stats say sprint. I think the improvement's going to be there, and again, none of these horses are, eye poppers. So I think, you're going to get every bit of 5-1 on Miracle Mischief. I see the favorite in this race being, 7-2, 4-1. So I think the 2, 7, 11 are the players in here. The 6, I think, is a play against. Wait and see. I think the horse wants 2 turns. So that's where we land. So 2, 7, 11 in race 8, the finale. We have 4 bets today. We're going to go pick 3 in race 4, the 3, 5. Let's just say 5. The 3, 5 with 5, 7, 8, 11 with the 7 are single in race 6. It is a $32 bet for a $4 pick 3. We're going to go 35 to win it on the 7, our single in race 6. We're going to do a $2 pick 3, the 7 with the 1, 4, 8, and 12 with the 2, 7, 11, $24 play. And then in race 6, a backup ticket, adding the 6 in there, we'll do a $1 pick 3 if the 6 wins. 6, 7 with 1, 4, 8, and 12 with 2, 7, 11, a $24 play. 24, 48, 83, $115 in wagers today. The bankroll stands at $639.52. Good luck with all your wagers. The final week of the Keeneland meeting gets underway today. Enjoy the day, enjoy the races, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.